Church was great, y'all. Church was great. First time back in the building in a couple weeks. And I liked it. I liked the word today. The word today was a fun teaching, if you ask me. Before I get into my babies, I don't even know if they want to participate today, but I like the praise and worship music. It was fun. Interesting. Got some good praise in. It's always good to praise with, others in an assembly, in my opinion, if you ask me. But music was good, of course. But the word today, anytime the word is talking about parenting to any degree or commenting on the oh, he trying to go back. But I'm having a little difficulty getting out of the park. I'll go out the other way. I'm gonna just go out. But yeah, a little parking lot confusion. But hey, good organization, good volunteers here. Help that. Oh, there's the first lady.
They don't call them that.
That's what they call them.
No, you don't.
What do you call the lady?
Preacher's wife.
Oh, the preacher's wife. That ain't the first lady. I blew that. Hey, we all learning. We all learning. But we not following her either, by the way. She just happened to be passing as we was leaving out. Miles, do you want to talk about your church experience? All right, what happened? I saw you in there. He didn't want to leave. Me and him had a father-son moment in the hallway before getting to you, babe. Go ahead, Miles. How was church?
Playing with my friend Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Well, playing with Caleb. Football. Then playing with Caleb again.
So y'all was running it, huh? Y'all got some wins? I still don't get how they playing football in this classroom, y'all, but the football is definitely happening. You said it was fly? All right, y'all. One kid's church. The kids, they playing football apparently.
My video. So, as you know.
Do I know?
Basically. They all know they have a pick behind your head.
They do know I got a pick behind my head. We talk about church, dude. You talking about me? How was church other than football? What did you learn up in there today about God, Miles?
Apple, kiwi. I forget what the last thing. Excuse me. To
What?
make a smoothie.
Y'all talked about making smoothies in church?
Not that, but that's the beginning. Before, it was just they warm up before the story.
They warm up before the story, okay.
Yeah.
And y'all warm up was about smoothies?
Yeah.
What did the smoothies represent?
To me, they made a banana boat with, you know the kiwi? It has seeds. So there was brown dots in it, so you might not want to taste that.
Kiwi. I like kiwis though, Miles.
Good for you.
I know, but you did not want to put that in the smoothie.
Miles, you didn't tell me about what you learned about God or the Bible today. Are you having a hard time remembering?
I remember, but it's just, I'm going to tell you guys there's a robot. Why did I say robot?
But you did play football though, huh?
Penguin, the monkey.
Shout out to the Philippines. I see y'all in there.
And
I can't really attend to the chat right
the
now.
robot was telling the story. And he's so cute. But basically,
I'm very confused as my son's church experience today.
the robot is oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what? Maybe we'll come back to you. I don't think you remember exactly what church was like.
Now I remember. 3 people. A fire on top of their head. And they talked to everyone, the horns. I wrote about it. I'm guessing. Because the day it's you that.
At church?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
In my Bible lesson.
I enjoyed the word today, y'all. It was some good scriptures about a concept that I think actually keep a lot of people out of the church and their view of what God is, but it was just like about how God disciplines. It's about how God disciplines and corrects, and I like the emphasis today on how he doesn't do it in the same manners of how people do it and how we can tend to do it, and how, you know, oftentimes with disciplining your or our children, a lot of the motivations are just simply just not the same. And you know, God never corrects or discipline. And this is what I learned today, because like even when you just think about discipline, I don't think I ever sat. I know about the character of God. I know about how he displays how he wants to be there for me. But today I feel like I got a really good foundation of what I believe of God's parenting strategy is. And it's fun to practice. It's fun to practice, especially being a parent of a 6-year-old. I believe God was showing me some of these things, signs, if you will, before I became a parent. Because there was some ideas and thoughts about parenting that I had before becoming a parent that I had, whether it be discipline through like, you know, physical punishment, whoopings, yelling, you know, like the way that we sometimes try to view some of that God wrath, you know. But today it was explained in a way that it was more like an aha moment. Oh, that makes sense. And then it also gave me something to strive to, because I am human. I have not always reacted or disciplined my child and or reacted to even things that the missus, you know, any friction we've had, always in the right type manner, even though I'm the leader of this family. So it was fun to hear and very interesting. It was a lot of different emotions to hear how simple God's parenting strategy is. You know, there was just a couple of parenting strategies. And as you may know, I guess you can only really have 2 types of children. You got a child who is struggling with something, and, you know, or struggling with what you're trying to have them do, or the vision you put down for them, or the plan you put down for them. Or you just flat out have children that's rebellious. Like they just do not do what you tell and have them to do. You know, great teaching. Go and check it out. Definitely go check it out. It's digital. It's on YouTube. Go out there and I just really thought it was good. I definitely think it could help a lot of people, because even everybody's slice of being a parent is not made equal. There's tons of, you know, people and families with children. Some of them are more difficult, you know, more difficult challenges compared to others. And just tied with the whole concept of, because he mentioned something today about, like, you know, you be out, you see other people's children behaving away, or your children start behaving away, and you may become embarrassed to a degree, and like how like God don't operate in none of them human ways in regards to being a parent. that was really it was fun to get into like a lot of different scriptures, Old and New Testament, that hints at God being like the literal symbol of patience before what we think of like a negative or harmful correction or physical correction. Like, just picks the best ways to do it. Sometimes that's with patience, and then sometimes that may be with sending other nations in, in the form of, I don't know, it's fun. I definitely don't think that there is a universal way that God does these corrections, but the corrections will happen when they need to happen for the greater good. But overall, I really liked this message. I'm going to give the missus a chance to, you got anything you want to add, boo?
No. I thought it was a good message too. I'll have to process it a little bit more. I liked what he said. Kind of like what you were talking about, just the idea of the struggler who, wants to do the right thing, but is really struggling with it. There's like a gap between the doing the right thing and the struggle for whatever reason. And I thought it was interesting how he talked about a lot of times those are the people who think that God is far away and God won't forgive them, and even though they're trying their best and God sees that, but it's like the stubborn people who are not even going to try and give it any, thought.
Try.
And they are like, oh yeah, no, God's good with me. I think of those people who are like, the God can't, no one can judge me but God, or the God knows my heart type of people. No offense to those people, but like a lot of the time it's to justify the wrong thing that you're doing. So, but and I kind of wonder, like, sometimes when you're stubborn and stiff-necked, do you really truly think,
what are you doing, GMC? Why wouldn't you let him over?
Do you really think that God is
texting,
not seeing you or things, or like, are you just trying to, because we talk a lot about God's mercy and grace and how we can take that for granted. So, like, do you just assume God's going to forgive you, so you are kind of puffed up in that and arrogant in that way, or do you really not see the error of your ways? So I thought it was interesting.
And then just on the because he Pastor Ford has been breaking down the scriptures and the words of the scriptures with some insight in regards to and I know the word is not personification, but it's like when the way people was describing God by giving him human characteristics. And I like this version of teaching with him where he's, in a lot of ways, what he does, he simply clarifies the misnotions with what scripture is saying and actually hinting at, but proving it with other scriptures, like not just personal anecdotals or whatnot. But I really liked because he hinted on the Paul thing, which is an interesting thing for any of us who have ever entered that space. Like, I'm doing things I don't want to do, and then I'm not getting done the things I know I should be doing. Like, it is this interesting thing where if Paul himself didn't write that in the Bible, I would be highly, like, severely concerned with my relationship with God, because it is, and I've never been in a tornado, but to deliberately try to set yourself up to do certain things and then to do the opposite or fail or not get them done is a very it's not an odd space. I'm starting to learn that most people have to go through this space, but it is a space we have to navigate. I've always found a little peace in it, knowing that well, at least my heart is right, and I'm trying to. And then even when I don't get it done, I'm not stiff-necked, and I'm not like, oh, well, it don't matter, God love me anyway, or nothing like that. It's seeing these things that God called me to do, and then trying to do them. I do understand some of these things are newer to me, and there may be, you're going to start off a fool, but it is tough, especially when you 3 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years with dealing with a certain aspect of yourself that you are working to correct. Don't go over here and right and doing right, but I like that he hinted. He didn't hint it, he just linked it with just have the right heart about things, and God is still there with you in a sense. But it's so frustrating doing things you don't want to do, and then doing things. I think y'all get what I'm not trying to talk in a circle there. It was one other thing I'm forgetting right now that I really wanted to hit on. Man, this ain't TikTok. I can't just pause it. But man, what was it, baby? Give me one more thing, babe. I know you like at least one more other thing.
I don't know. I think you said everything already, babe.
Okay, it was one more thing I was trying to.
What was it about?
It was along the stiff-necked thing. It's one more aspect about the.
I like it in the Bible when they call people stiff-necked.
I liked it too, because you just look like a uptight. Yeah, like it's funny because it almost gives you a way of look like how people looked and act. Like stiff-necked. Like God gave us a warning. Like if you out here with people and they all stiff-necked, be on the lookout for them. But you don't want to be stiff-necked. And I do like overall I'll just say that the overall 2 phases of how you could be. And this I don't even think was referring to people who wasn't even in Christ, but these are people who know Christ, know of Christ, know of the customs and cultures. You could either be trying and striving and just struggling and just flat out struggling, or
I think it's a good thing just to be reminded that God doesn't expect you to be perfect in every area. He knows that you are constantly growing and improving and changing. So that idea of that Christians, I think in this day and age we know they're not perfect, but I think some people think they have to be or they should be, but it's owning up to those mistakes and that constant desire to do what God has called us to do. Because like he read today, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So, yep.
But yeah, I'm almost out of here. I'm almost to the gas station. Fill up the Mrs. truck. Hopefully the food place open up in a couple minutes. But sorry, been corrected. But yeah, really good word. You don't want to be. And then the last 2 questions at the end, these are things that I do. I would prescribe y'all to do, like when you ask yourself and God real questions, like real answers will come to you. So it'll be fun I can't say it'd be fun. It do not always be fun going to God, asking him what's next to work on me with God. It's not always fun, but it's always beneficial. So, but yeah, those 2 questions, in what ways am I just struggling? And then in what ways am I being stiff-necked about things? And it's going to be fun. Of course, God let me know a couple things off rip. As soon as I be hearing stuff like that, God be letting me know, oh, see? Yeah, I got somebody else to bring it to your attention. But I got no beef with the Lord, man. I love the Lord. Get into it. Appreciate One Church. Shout out to everybody, the whole crew. Row 2, 9 a.m. up there in the front. That's where we at. Pull up. Shout out to Miles and all his friends. He be having fun with it. And yeah, shout out to my little man, always with the suggestions. You know. But I love y'all, man. Shalom. Thanks for tuning in. Reshare this comment like crazy on here. What your thoughts is. Till next time.